Hey, welcome back. Just keeping our eye on the top story today. Dow in free fall mode as we speak, down 2,000, and things do not look like they're getting better. The bulls are on a full retreat. The bears are in full attack mode, and it doesn't look like they're full just yet. Could be a lot more to come. We'll keep you posted on that. Stay calm, keep your powder dry, because there may be some buying opportunities out there. Now, lately in the news, we're talking about every single day, every single minute on every single channel, corona, corona, corona. Recently, we're talking about Russia pulling out of OPEC, causing a drastic drop in oil prices, which scares the heck out of everyone. They're in a tug of war now with Saudi Arabia and all of OPEC in the Middle East there. And underneath all of that, unfortunately, another two brave U.S. service people killed in carrying out an attack on eradicating some remnants of ISIS, and someone who knows a heck of a lot about what's going on in the Middle East and Iraq. She headed up the Provisional Reconstruction Team for General Petraeus in Iraq. Anna Proust joins us right now. Anna, thank you so much for giving us a little time today.
Thanks for having me.
First and foremost, I know Donald Trump gets out there and says ISIS is gone and all this other stuff, but we do still have forces, special forces on the ground that are out there trying to eradicate the last and the worst of them, right? And unfortunately, 2 soldiers go down. You spent 8 years under General Petraeus in the belly of the beast. What do we need to know about what's still happening over there?
ISIS is out. We tend to declare victory as soon as we kill one guy. So we got rid of al-Baghdadi in Iraq, and ISIS is out of Iraq. And yes, ISIS is out of Iraq, but ISIS is still in the region. And it might change name down the road, Islamic State. They change names, but those people are out there, and they find any possible vacuum to get back into the game. Let's not forget, and I think a lot of people are not really aware, ISIS found a vacuum to get into Iraq because we pulled our troops completely out. So leaving completely the whole region, ISIS snuck in there. And we made
sneaky
them,
little worms too. If you leave an opening, they're going to slither right back in like any other snake.
That's what they do.
Someone that I thought was a real snake, General Soleimani, when Donald Trump took him out, I thought it was a great victory for the U.S. He was, to me, he was one of the logistical leaders of a lot of these, proxy attacks across the Middle East. I think he was leading all these killings and attacks. So I applauded the president for taking out a leader like that. You may have a slightly different view because at some point, General Soleimani had a hand in saving your life.
I have a gray view. When I went to Iraq in 2003, it was either black or white. I had very clear ideas. And the more I stayed in Iraq, the more I started pulling towards the grays, because life there is very gray. And yes, Soleimani was the most important man, the most powerful man in the region. So again, if we want to have a say in that region, well, that was the man. On the other hand, when I first was sent down south, after 2 years in Baghdad, I was sent to, rebuild that region by embedding myself with these militias and fighting these militias, under Qasem Soleimani. And as soon as I arrived, he ordered his hitmen to blow me up. I can't hear from an ear from that, but I'm still alive and kicking. And the next day, I went out hunting with the hitman, Soleimani's hitman, just to show what courage does in that region. Interestingly, years later, where I had annoyed people at the point where, I had started setting up movie theaters when they shut down movie theaters. I started doing all these, not just rebuilding in the sense of rebuilding schools, but started rebuilding their mindset. And that got a lot of people annoyed. And among these, there was the famous cleric Muqtada Sadr. And he couldn't kill me anymore because at that point I was quite a personality and he would have had all the people against him. So he decided to call a fatwa on me. And I think all of you know that a fatwa is a death sentence. Not only while you live in that region, but every Muslim has the duty to kill you. And I reached out to Qasem Soleimani, and he had the fatwa recalled.
Wow. So
I have
this evil, killer, leader of proxy killing teams and stuff, I guess you proved your bravery to him by going out with his team and going hunting. That when al-Sadr wanted to put a fatwa, Soleimani actually showed some humanity and came to your aid.
Yes.
That's quite the amazing.
It is amazing. It was my only chance out of it. I took my chances, and he did. Now, of course, he probably saw some use in keeping me alive, because those people don't do anything for free. But, you know, I was helping a region, and killing me would have probably not looked good, regardless in what shape or form.
Well, thank God he didn't get to you, because
very
we
happy
need you
to.
here, and we need you to come back sometime soon. She knows everything about the Middle East and what happens behind the scenes, and she actually built a relationship with one of, in my view, one of the most evil leaders of terror groups in the world. He happens to be dead now, so he can't help you anymore. So
No,
don't get anybody else mad at you, you know. I'm not going to be mad if you stay right there, because we're going to come back in just 2 minutes. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to wrap up today's edition, this Money Monday edition. Dow down almost 2,000. We're keeping an eye on that. Stay right there. We'll be back in 2 minutes.